Oh, Red here and David here.
Oh boy.
So no, it's not a massive fuck up. It's just you'll notice that my audio in this One Piece discussion sounds a bit like I'm talking through a tin can.
Well, the audio track duplicated.
So essentially, it was somehow in OBS there was like two versions of his Yeti microphone, and like it got him from both of them, and it like mixed to create a horrible incest baby of audio.
What the fuck?
It's to the same microphone, and it made something horrible. So I believe incest is a perfect metaphor.
Hey. Oh, I mean, that's the little disclaimer here. It's not in the Promised Neverland.
Promised Neverland video should be... Yeah, did you fix it?
I fixed it before.
Perfect. Promised Neverland should be good. Dr. Stone will absolutely be good. So yeah, if you're still here after that incest metaphor, enjoy the One Piece talk. With some One Piece.
One Piece. Oh,
yeah.
Same time.
Oh my god. Thurman. Godly One Piece chapter, as always. Starting out with a little Marco the Phoenix. You know, we haven't talked about One Piece enough to like we never talked about One Piece back during the, you know, it's not like we weren't friends when the Paramount War was happening, so I never got your thoughts on Marco the Phoenix. How do you feel about him as a character?
This is a man who you can tell is just honestly, for his character, I really like him. Like when I first saw him, at first I thought his double fruit was amazing. I loved the idea of like the Phoenix thing.
I like the aesthetic of it. It's very pretty and cool looking. Yeah.
God. So I really liked his character. And I just liked I liked his role in the Marineford arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really excited to see him again. I'm really happy the direction that Oda took with this. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was really great for his character and Whitebeard's, and it's good like after the fact character building, and now the fact character building for Marco. So we learn a couple interesting things about his power. He can use it to very slightly heal other people, obviously, like, because, you know, it's like lessening aches and pains, shit like that with people. It's not gonna like regrow legs or anything for them, but it can do like minor healing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like how Chibi Review stated, it can heal wounds, but it can't bring you back from life or death experience. Like it can't like heal any.
Well, everyone that's asking him for help, it's like stupid shit, like, oh, my back's sore and my knees are sore, you know. So I don't think it's actually going to be something that's going to like regrow bones or regrow flesh. I think it's more of like it can accelerate your body's natural healing, like
first aid.
Yeah. I think it's probably just one of those things where, because unless it's on him himself, because he's the Phoenix, but like being around a Phoenix maybe can like accelerate your natural healing or something like that. You know, like a hot spring situation, or you know those fucking hot springs in Zelda where you'll just walk into them and your hearts will start like like that shit. Essentially, is what I'm getting out of this. But yeah, this man, he's got some glasses. He's looking all fucking learned. Now, when it says doctor, I guess that confirms that he was the Whitebeard ship's doctor, too, which makes sense, I guess, with his Phoenix powers. But that was an interesting thing we didn't know about before.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that. I thought, like, maybe he left the pirate thing and he was becoming a doctor now, because, you know, it's been 2 years, so I thought, like, he was like, okay, I stuck at a pirate, so now I'm going to become a doctor. So that's what I thought.
Oh, I'm assuming you're reading Jaimimi's box translation? Does it just say doctor?
It says former member of the Whitebeard Pirates, First Division Commander, and it has like in parentheses doctor.
Okay. On Manga Stream it says former Whitebeard Pirates, First Squad Captain's ship's doctor.
Oh, okay. So
I assume it's supposed to mean that he was also the doctor on the Whitebeard Pirates as well.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's nothing to debunk that.
Well, you know what's funny though is that I always think back to one of the first times we saw Whitebeard. He was surrounded by a bunch of like sexy nurses. Do you remember? Like it was like this man was into like the fucking sexy nurse play or some shit. Do you remember? Like you can go back. First time Whitebeard shows up when fucking Shanks and him are meeting. He's got a bunch of fucking like sexy oh Mr. Whitebeard nurses around him. So
Was that when Shanks was talking to him about
it was like you shouldn't let Ace go after Blackbeard, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had a bunch of nurses around him giving him like the IVs and shit. So Marco really wasn't doing much for him there. But also, what I find interesting is this fucking creature. By the way, it must be the same type. It's not the same one, but it's the same type. These creatures were in Impel Down.
Yeah.
Remember, they were like if I'm remembering correctly, it was the sphinxes that would say like types of noodles. Remember, it was like udon.
Yeah.
Penne. It was just they said a bunch of noodles and then one of them would fuck it up, and that was Oda's fucking gag.
Oh man, Impel Down. What an arc. But yeah.
So that's that thing. Yeah. So those are just like more world building. That's just a species, I guess, that exists in this world. So that's interesting. But yeah.
I was liking this conversation. Between Nekomashi and Marco here, because it's very I'm liking how Oda did this in the sense of why he didn't do it, of why he's not joining the war. It's a reason I can accept, right? So, Marco's trying to protect the last essential keepsake that Whitebeard's homeland, and it's actually, and he's kind of setting us up for the what's his name,
Weevil. Weevil.
Weevil. So we don't really know if Weevil is Whitebeard's son or not, but it's gonna be. So we're probably gonna get something in the news there once the Reverie ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of like foreshadowing to that. Like, remember the same chapter where we got the whole Luffy's got a whatever the fuck bounty now. There was also like a thing in the bottom corner where it said Weevil danger, So like some people were theorizing that he like did something fucked up and maybe got removed from the Warlords.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so we learned some great stuff about what Whitebeard did to this town, and the fact that this is actually a huge world building thing here. This is where Whitebeard grew up. And we see a little kid Whitebeard. I don't know if you saw that.
Where?
When Marco's talking, that one in the middle is with the little symbol on his shirt is Kid Whitebeard.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And we know that because Oda drew Whitebeard as a kid as an SBS, and that is what it looked like with the same exact shirt and everything.
Oh. Well, yeah. Well, I don't really read the SBSs, sadly. So
you should Oda. I called you Oda. You don't deserve to be called Oda. Fucking get out of here.
Yeah.
Now that one was a legitimate laugh.
I'm the.
Get out of here. No.
Oda, now that I'm you have the legal right to say nigga now. Congratulations. So in the next One Piece chapter,
he's gonna write a character that says, "Yo, bro." That's so like Luffy and Zorro like reunite, and Luffy's like Zorro, my, and then you have to finish it because I can't say it.
Zorro, my nigga.
He just like high fives him and shit.
Oda, make it happen, bro. It's funny too because there's a lot of black people that read and watch One Piece, so I mean, it's not wrong.
Oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, so good shit. But yeah, that is Kid Whitebeard. And no, what I was gonna say though is go on the One Piece wiki and just like go to the SBS pages. You can read all of them, and it's like reading 100 chapters of One Piece just alone there, because the amount of side information he reveals, dude, like it's basically like there's so much canon shit that he puts out in those SBSs, dude. Like, for example, you know how Smoothie's power was never revealed in the story?
Yeah.
In an SBS, he said what it was. Did you ever see that?
No. Damn. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you go to literally, it's on the One Piece wiki, SPSs, you can get all of them. Like that's how, another thing too, as we get to, anything else you want to say about the Wano or the Marco Nakamushi talk? No?
No.
Okay, so moving on to Wano then. Another reason you should look at the SPSs is this carpenter here that Frankie's talking to, the one with the nails in his nose and shit. That is also a character that was introduced in an SBS.
Really?
Yes, sir. A very interesting thing. So Oda, he's a bit of a jokester, and he's someone who he'll never admit any plot holes. He's like, nope, that was my plan, you know. So real early on One Piece, we're talking like remember the guy that like fucked up Shanks or not fucked him up, but like spit wine on him and all that other shit in the beginning, like first chapter.
Yeah.
So like basically when he entered the bar, he like crashed through the door and like destroyed the door, and then when he exited the bar, the door was fine again. So someone asked Oda in an SBS in Volume 7. It's not like I remembered this. I saw this all over the Reddit, so don't give me the credit here. This was on the Reddit. So anyway, Volume 7, there was an SBS where someone was like, "Hey Oda, he destroys the door here, but then the door is fine. What happened there, right?" And the obvious answer is, well, of course Oda forgot. You know, it was just a mistake. But Oda being Oda, he's like, oh no, I didn't forget. There just happened to be a traveling carpenter and who just couldn't stand seeing a broken door. So he fixed it just like that. And then he drew a picture of what he looked like and shit and named him. And this is that guy.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, so that's Oda for you. This is that. I'll send you that SBS after the video.
Please do.
But yeah, so like, he was introduced in Volume 7 as a traveling carpenter, and boy is he traveling, because now he's in Wano.
So now I need a spin-off of this man just going around
his adventures. Yeah. But backpedaling a little bit. The first fucking double page spread of Wano is goddamn gorgeous. Like
I know.
This reminds me the reasons of why I fucking watch or read One Piece, man. Like every time Oda introduces, like, boom, here's your new island. It's just so like the imagination, the creativity this man has.
It's when I first saw it, bro, I was just like, God damn! You could tell Oda put in a lot of work.
You notice how the art is like way better than usual too. Like it's like he's been waiting for this moment.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so any thoughts on the initial like double page spread here? Like that tree that's like all bent and shit, that's interesting looking. There's towers, there's mountains, there's oh wow. It's getting real anime in here. Because it's Japanese. Because, one of my first animes was Bleach, right? So, like, for the longest time, I thought, like, I just figured that was how all anime were, with, like, the fucking ancient feudal Japan style. So, it's interesting to have this, like... I always knew that, like, as a Bleach fan, once Oda got to Wano, it would be interesting, because it would be very, like, almost probably a little bleachy,
Yeah, it's... Because when I first looked at it, I was just like, damn, Oda must have been to the research.
Oh, certainly.
He was, because it looked like a really, really, like, the way everything is, the way it transitioned, it's very feudal Japan, and so I was just like, I was clapping like, damn, Oda did his research, good stuff, man.
Yes, he did. I love it, man. And now, so it's now, do you realize how long it's been since we've seen some of these Straw Hats here?
I'm assuming a year.
No, way more than a year. It was. Let me think here. Well, the last time we saw them was the end of Zou. So I believe that was roughly 80 chapters, so that would have been around 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah, let me actually, I'm going to find the date. Because, let me see here. So Zou arc for One Piece. I'm going to find this shit, yo. Here we go. See when they left Zou. Zou as an arc. So arc went from it went to chapter 824, and that. Let's see when that one came out.
You know what's funny? I see that giant tree right there? At first I thought that was a dragon statue.
You thought it was a statue? Or what? What would you say?
Like the giant, like the little tree that's like going over like the little top of the building. I thought that was a dragon statue for a second.
Oh, I'm sure there will be dragon statues at some point. All right,
it's just like, Oda's starting off with a dragon statue already.
Okay.
This is a real, like seriously, you know how good Oda is at world building, bro? Like I could literally see myself visiting Wano country if it wasn't such, full of Kaido influence.
Yeah, dude, that's what, again, like, some of his best, greatest skill is world building, man. Like, that's where he fucking shines. Okay, so chapter 824 came out... Oh, God. Okay, chapter 824 came out April 25th, 2016. Think about 2016... And that's when they... Oh my God, that's nuts. So that, yeah, cause that's 2 years and a couple months since we've seen Frankie, Usopp, Zorro. And you know your boy over here. Huge Usopp fan, so let's get past Frankie and talk about the man that matters. Talk about the real MVP of One Piece. The real God Usopp-u. Doing his civic duty, helping the economy, being a merchant, of course. You know, he's showing his godlike miracles to the world. Look at this man. Look at this man.
Godlike miracles.
When I first read,
He cuts himself and then he rubs it with some magical toad oil, and it's fine.
It's fine. It's One Piece.
when I first
No, he's making fun of a snake oil salesman. All right, go ahead.
when I first read this chapter, I was like, my two favorite parts of this chapter was Zorro's part, and then seeing Usopp, because I couldn't stop laughing. I was just dying.
Bro, he's my boy. Look at him! He's so good. I love him. He's like, check it out.
He's in his natural habitat, bro.
He absolutely is, bro. Like, do you remember back in Skypiea? Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember in Skypiea when they didn't know what rubber was? And he started selling everyone rubber bands? And he sold it as, like, this is the material that defeated Eneru! Because it was, rubber. And everyone was like, I'll take 50! So yeah, no, he's doing what he does best, which is fucking lie. Oh God, I love him. And I love that they're trying to, like, acclimate into the world. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking cool. Like, they're acclimating into Wano. And I've missed that for so long. It seems like so often now, like, they just get it there and they're like, it's immediately like, all right, we're fighting now. And I love the fighting. And yes, I know Zorro happens, but, like, it's kind of cool to see them, like, actually acclimating into the culture. Like, one of the reasons that Water 7 Enies Lobby is my favorite, like, arc is that before shit kicks off, you have scenes where they go and rent a Yagura, and then they're going through the fucking water, and they're looking at the shops, and they're buying this snack, and they're going up the cool little water elevator, and they meet the Galila company, and I love little moments where they're able to just kind of, like, be tourists at the island,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why Saboti was so fun too. And Saboti, before shit kicked off, they were like, "Oh, look, an amusement park. Let's go there," But so this is cool to see. And Usopp MVP. Now moving on from MVP to number one boner creator in men. Let's be honest, bro. Everyone was like, "Oh God."
TV reviews was like eyeballing Robin right here. Like, if you look at
was eyeballing. Like, you know what's amazing about shit like this, right? Like, I'm a firm believer in there's a difference between hot and beautiful. Okay, hot is like hot is like your Playboy model. Like, look at my boobs. But, like, beautiful is just when you look at a woman and you're like, God damn, you're so fucking beautiful. Like, it's not, like, it's barely even a sexual thing. It's just like almost gets me to tears how I'm like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I appreciate the beauty of women, man. It's, I don't know how, I don't know why. Some people, think this is weird, but, like, I can separate, like, a sexual attraction to just looking at it like, you are beautiful. That is a beautiful, and I love seeing, and that's why I wish Oda understood that a bit more. It's nice to see. It's one of the rare times where you're going to see an Oda female not dressed provocatively.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, like, what this scene reminded me of, because I feel like because back in Dressrosa with the viola dancing,
yeah,
it kind of reminded me of that a bit. But I think that's Latino culture rather than
it is. This is more geisha, yeah. But, like, Do you feel me on the sense that, like, isn't it interesting that at least everyone's freaking out about this, like, oh my god, Robin's more beautiful than she's ever been, when she's more covered up than she's ever been. To me, that shows a lot that, like, it's not all about fucking showing skin, you know? Like,
yeah.
I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I think she's fucking gorgeous in this chapter, and Robin, obviously, best girl, like, over Nami, 100%, all day, every day, 24/7, 365.
I'm still Nami, best girl, but you gotta appreciate Robin, man.
How can you think
Can't
Nami...
hate Robin.
Do we have to go? Do we have to go there again?
Oh, boy.
You can't hate. We're not going to... I like them both, okay? I like them both. There's no need for all your little meh.
No. Robin, best girl. Because Nami would be a fucking bitch here. You know she'd be like, not enough of my boobs are hanging out.
Okay. Anyway.
Fuck Nami.
So as you can see, I'm naming other names. Their cover names. Franco.
Thurman. Nami sucks. We're not letting this go.
So we have Franco Suki, Uso Hachi, and O Robbie. So that's lit.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna go by that for the whole arc. That'd be cool. But
kind of have like the Uso Landers and shit, like
Usolando.
Land.
Usolando. Yeah, now I'm hoping that once he debeards, God Usopp is recognized as the god that he is. Dude, you can't, you can't ignore. No, hold, Dave Thurman, you can't ignore my shit posting, man. It just makes it awkward. You got to shit post with me.
God Usopp. There's no shit posting. It's God posting.
Anyway, Robin, best girl, always will be. Moving on.
The elephant in the room. We all know. We're all.
Well, hold on.
It.
There's still before we talk about the Zorro in the room. We need to talk about this little flashback here, where he's basically like, yeah, lay a hand on any high up official, Kaido will find out. That's kind of the big situation here, you know, and they're trying to acclimate in until they get reinforcements, which is actually quite smart. Now, finally, this is what I love about Oda, right? Shit from so long ago comes into play. Ever since he got Shutsui at Thriller Bark, we knew this was going to come into play. You know what I mean? Like everyone knew it. Like, if they're going to Wano, you know, and I don't know. Do you remember when Kienmon tried to kill Zorro when he saw that Zorro had the sword?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, we knew this was going to come into play, and it's just, I love that Oda's just kicking right into it. They frame him for murder, they frame him for, like, oh, like, I just love how they're just like, alright, kill yourself. Oh my god. You know what it reminds me of? You're a JoJo fan, as am I, Thurman, yes?
Yes.
You know that scene where he's like, use this dagger to kill yourself?
Yeah.
No, I want to edit Zorro into that now. But, yeah, so Zorro is being badass. The only thing that sucks about this is that all of the Zorro fans have come out of their fucking cum-stained pelts and are now I don't know why. That's a Cards Against Humanity card. I just wanted to use it as an insult. It makes no sense. Don't question it. But all the Zorro fanboys now have come out of their caves of, like, hibernation, and they're like, oh, I'm here to diss on Sanji again. Now that I've had 2 years of nothing of Zorro, he did something, so I can finally come and say that Sanji sucks again.
I'm not one of those Zorro fanboys. Okay, I like Zorro and Sanji. I like Zorro.
Bro, have you watched any of King of Lightning streams?
No.
Dude, people are calling Sanji Lanji. It's so fucking... They're calling him Lanji, like, with an L, and then King of Lightning's like, no, Wanji all day. But, like, it's so fucking, like these Zorro fanboys are ravenous, man. Like, he did one thing, and they're like, oh, he's the best character ever.
So I'm gonna make a meme. It's gonna be like
Lanji.
one of those memes like Zorro breeds Sanji fanboys.
Oh my god.
You know those memes when it comes like the rappers. It's just like when Drake says this and this, and then it's like a funny little quote or something. I'm gonna do that for Zorro.
Ha! Okay.
Great.
But yeah, no, so cutting to the chase here, absolutely. What Zorro did in this chapter was fucking sexy, and, like...
Pun intended.
Oh, God, I'm just looking at the art is...
Cutting to the chase.
Nice. The pun wasn't intended, but it worked pretty well. This is some Mihawk shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is Oda showing us that Zorro is getting... He's getting there, man. He's getting to the level that Mihawk was at. Oh, hold on. Hey, are we back, David?
Okay.
Yep,
Sorry,
back.
cool. Go ahead.
The one thing I'm going to talk about here is I'm kind of curious about is so this guy is obviously a Wano official. So
He seems like a shit tier Wano official, though.
So from what I'm getting from it, so I was just reading the chapter while you guys were doing your thing. From what I'm getting at here is yes, Zorro was framed because he has a century. So this guy is the one who's been killing people at night. So I'm kind of liking how Zorro was able to smell the blood on him. So what I was thinking of here is, did Zorro actually kill him or did he hold back? Because that's one of the things that was kind of got me curious is that yeah, he caught him with that blade, but you said the blade wasn't. They said like the
it was
blade
a dull, shitty blade. Yeah, which is kind of what.
So
Go ahead.
So I'm kind of thinking like, did Zorro just cut him? Did Zorro kill him, or did he just kind of like injure him? Because I mean, in retrospect, Zorro could essentially get away free here if he somehow proves that Zorro's an idiot, just like Luffy is. So I highly doubt it. So what kind of got me curious, it's like how essentially Zorro could essentially do this, because Zorro doesn't have the quick wit that like Robin or like Nami or Sanji has when it comes to these type of situations. So
yeah, well, okay. So what this reminds me of heavily, which is what I love about Zorro, yeah. So like you're right. So like, and this is kind of if we want to talk about the differences between Sanji and Zorro. If this was Sanji, he wouldn't have done this. You know, he would have been smart. He would have stealthed in there. You know, like so. It is interesting to kind of look at the differences here. Now, see, so the interesting thing about Zorro is, you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when Zorro almost killed a celestial dragon?
yeah,
Like, it reminded me of that, where, like, the celestial dragon was, like, slightly annoying him on the street, and Zorro, like, well, time to fucking cut this guy. Like, I'm mildly annoyed. Go to my sword.
he's like one of those people who's quick to violence type deal.
Yeah. So, I can't tell. Like, normally I would try to tell if he used, like, the dull edge of his blade or not, you know? What was it saying? Yeah, normally I would try to tell if he used the dull edge or not, but we can't tell. I mean, it's just a shitty little, you know, seppuku blade. So I mean, but it's Zorro using it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to say. It depends on if Zorro wanted to kill the guy or not. And considering crimes in this country are paid for by kill yourself, I probably wouldn't. If he can prove that guy actually was the guy who committed the crime, they probably wouldn't punish him for killing him. In fact, they probably would have wanted him to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, but I don't know if Oda would do this, but it's just maybe a theory. Maybe
Zorro's definitely killed people. There's no way around that. Like I don't know if you.
I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about like in the sense of like maybe Zorro is like one of the, I don't know. I wouldn't say like an assassin, like a hitman, but like maybe he's like one of those people who. I don't know if they had those in feudal Japan or not, but maybe like you know what I'm trying to say, right? People who get rid of people like this. I don't know the name of it. It's similar to like a hitman.
Yakuza? No, Yakuza's like their mob. I don't know, but
like no, not like Yakuza. Like you know how I'm trying to put it. Like you know how there's people out there who like do investigations and are sent to like essentially. So obviously it's a long shot, but I could possibly see maybe. Zorro wasn't necessarily hired, but he was like kind of like someone knew that it was this guy who did it, and so they kind of like tasked Zorro to kill him. Maybe.
I see what you mean. They wanted him to be like an inside person.
Yeah. Like maybe he like works for like a Wano officials to some degree, and like that Wano official like knew. It could be a long shot, but I mean, Oda could go that route.
He could if he wanted it to be like, oh, that's because all of them seem to have like a job that they're using to acclimate into the culture, you know. So like, if that's like where he wants to go with it, like Zorro is that. I took it more as Zorro was just walking around, as he does, not hiding or anything, having, you know, that fucking sword, which is, remember, that's the national treasure. That sword was the sword used by, like, one of their national heroes, and he's just walking out with it out in the open. So people see that, and they're like, what? Why do you have that? You know what I mean? And then as that goes on more and more, people are probably going to be more and more suspicious of him until he got to this scenario. That's what I assumed.
Like, maybe, like, Zorro's part of the Shinzugumi.
What are you talking about?
You know the Shinzugumi is, right?
I don't. Thanks. This is mine or yours?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the... You heard me?
Yeah. No, well, you said it's basically like that, and then you just stopped.
Oh, so you know what the Shinzugumi is, right?
I don't. I've said it a couple times. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I thought you were talking to David because David said something. So
he gave me the nut button.
Oh, it's basically David knows what it is. He basically gave me a.
David, what's the Shutsugumi?
I have no idea what he's talking about right now.
Shinzugumi.
Shinzugumi?
It's essentially the Japanese police that
were
very prominent back
very
in like
prominent
the
back in
era. Like if you read
so feudal
Kenshin,
era. They're in Rurouni Kenshin apparently. Okay.
So if you read,
That sounds familiar.
Okay.
So if you read Gintama or Rurouni Kenshin or any samurai manga, you know what they are. It's basically like a famous, like, if you heard of the name like Hijikata.
To clarify, it's been about 4 years since I read Kenshin, so fuck off.
I mean, no, it's not something that everyone should know.
I'm not counting the other
He's
one.
not dissing you, by the way. He's like, oh, it's totally understandable. You don't know.
No. I was waiting for the Kenshin fanboys in the comments.
Oh. But yeah, no, I get you. I get where you're coming from.
I'll send you I'll send you the wiki page. They're very famous in Japan. Like most, like they're kind of like the people in the Shinzugumi are similar to like famous Blackbeard or Bonnie and Clyde or like Al Capone in America. That's how like famous they are.
I got you.
Like, historical people.
Mm-hmm. So I honestly just think it was. This guy seems to be. He's clearly a corrupt official. I think he saw that this guy had the sword, but he couldn't just go up and be like, well, take that back, because they know, as you can see in this chapter, they know that Zorro couldn't have been the one to steal it because he's younger than when it was stolen, you know? So I think that he wanted to take it for himself, but he knew he couldn't unless he was able to pin something on Zorro, you see? So I think that he was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go around killing people, I'll say it's him, and then I can take the sword for myself. That's how I take it.
Yeah, I mean, mine was just a theory.
I mean, it'd be a cool idea. I see. I mean, it's one of those out there theories where there's no evidence for it, but it's just a neat idea. Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, your theory is great too. I was just like, maybe because it's obvious.
I mean, it's
Zorro,
clear that it's also clear that this guy wanted the sword. He's like drooling over it.
It's very, very clear. This guy, obviously, you can see he's drooling.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, he wants the sword badly. And looking at Zorro's face, you can tell that this is the man. Like, and it says he's a Ronin too, because Ronin.
Oh, by the way, a Ronin means a wandering samurai without a master.
Yeah. So I mean, so yeah, I mean, that theory works. It was just a theory, because if Oda was doing like his, because I don't know what era the Shinzugumi was in, but I believe it was the feudal era. So I mean, it's that's why I was like, if Oda was gonna do anything, I guess that would make sense. Like we could possibly see Shinzugumi, but I mean, it really depends. But either or theory is fine. I agree. There's no evidence to suggest this, but
yeah, I get you. So yeah, but I mean, either way, just in conclusion, discussing what he did there is it's just pure epic, pure old school fanboy epic. It's
just
oh.
just great too because you can tell Zorro, and this is why #Zorro and Luffy best friends here, is that they're both sides of the same coin. When Luffy goes into a place, the first thing he does is punches someone he isn't supposed to punch. When Zorro goes into place, he cuts someone he knows he isn't supposed to cut.
Yeah, but I personally think that the best friends balance each other out. They make up for each other's weaknesses and they enhance each other's strengths. So I think that Luffy needs an Usopp and Usopp needs a Luffy.
Yeah.
All right, that's a video in the future. Who's a better friend to Luffy, Usopp or Zorro?
But yeah,
and I have the big Zorro threatened to leave the crew thing.
I have a big thing. Usopp actually left the crew thing.
Fair enough. But I have a big he regretted it, and I doubt Zorro would ever regret it thing.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. But no, Zorro, it's just the more Oda's showing us more and more that Zorro is slowly getting closer and closer to that Mihawk level. You know what I mean? Like a level that we never thought we'd see him at. And it's just another sexy ass thing to add to his fucking respect thread. It's very good, and it just shows me that we're creeping ever so closer to the inevitable eventual Mihawk Zorro fight. But before that, I'm sure some sexy ass samurai fights in this arc. I'm very excited. And predictions, Thurman?
I gave mine already.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. You know what I was thinking? I'd like to see Law. Where's Law at? What's he doing?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's actually good. Law is actually Wano. That's actually interesting.
Mm-hmm. Where's he at?
Maybe Wano something.
Say again?
Maybe Law might help Zorro out.
Yeah, maybe Law's like one of the other samurai sitting there, and they're both undercover. I'd love to see more Law. I'd love to see like a Law Zorro buddy cop movie.
Yeah, I swear, Law and Zorro would be a great duo.
And also, didn't he? I'm trying to remember. Did Law bring his crew with them to Wano?
I think so.
So can we
Possibly.
see?
No. I think maybe his crew stayed with.
No, you're right. Beppo stayed with Zoe. Yeah, damn it! I like Beppo. I wanted more Beppo. He's a kung fu karate fighting bear. With that, he's
Super fighting bear.
Not only is he a kung fu karate fighting bear, he's a kung fu karate fighting bear who's self-conscious about the fact that he's a bear. I don't know if you remember that, but like they're like, "Holy shit, it's a talking bear!" And he's like, "I'm sorry." He was the best. I love him.
Only One Piece.
But yeah, so good shit. See you next time. Peace.